Yeah, welcome back to our channel. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It all depends on your location. And today we have some interesting news for you. Taking you back to Nigeria. Yeah, it says the headlines right like this. It said, "Who wants to be president of Nigeria that no longer exists?" So I'm not the one talking. It was said by you know, one journalist of sorts. He said the time grows shorter by the day to the dreadful February 25th, the presidential election day. He said over the past 8 years, Nigeria has fallen into crisis and chaos, teetering on the brink of anarchy. He said the country is being run by a shamefully, disgracefully, and bestially gang of racketeers. So he's trying to make his opinion very clear here. It's not shying away from the truth. So let's hit the nail the way it goes without any regard to those who does not actually regard us, so or who disregarded what we think and what we feel, so we are on the side of the people, so we stand by the people, and whatever the people want is what we want. So let's say the way it is, because they are feeling the pain right now and they are crying out to us, and we all know that. So when you call home, you know what it is, or if you're at home, you know how it is. So that is it. So we have to address the issue as it is. Those minorities who are at the top, who are taking that they can do whatever they want and get away with it, then let us every once in a while remind them that yes, we know that they are there right now, that their time is up, their time is short, because those same politicians who are there right now, one of these days they will retire and come back to your village or come back to to your community and start to behave like they never had any power to do anything. Then, as at then, when they had the chance to do actually what they're supposed to do. So, but that is what they always say, because then they be weak and tired and feeble, and they need your mercies and stuff like that. So they will come there and start licking boot and things. So we have to put an end to that, or else this whole cycle will continue. You say, who wants to be a president of Nigeria that no longer exists? Yes, Nigeria no longer exists. They say, for a moment, consider the following: a country of evil run by lunatic leaders with unbalanced behavior characterized by selfishness, wickedness, corruption, greed, ignorance, and foolishness. So, you see, like I said, we have to hit the nail on the head without, you know, thinking about whose us is God this time around, because the nation is at war. So, but the kind of war that they are fighting right now is not, the kind of war of ammo and ammunition that you know. They are fighting a psychological war, and spiritual war, and all kinds of you know impoverished wars and things like that. They say wants to be a country where police and soldiers who are meant to protect the citizens kill them. He still wants to be a country, be a president of a country that kills his own children. Who wants to be a president of a country of barbarism, a country without compass, you know, no moral compass, no nothing, no economic compass, nothing. It's like a ship that is just running zigzag, 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 that doesn't have any special direction and things like that. It's a country that is killing its young, a country that torments its elderly, a country that forced, you know, its young women into prostitution, a country that turned its young men into kidnappers, armed robbers, merchants, and killers of money rituals. So are these things not true? Think, if you're not shying away from the truth, as this thing is not the basic truth or realities that are happening right now, a country that is killing its own children, a country of barbarism, a country without compacts, or a country that is killing its young and elderly, where an where someone will serve a country for 30, 35 years with his life, with his young life, active life. Then when he's supposed to get his pension, then they will start to, suffer that person without actually, you know, giving them their own pension that they are, that they are supposed to have without actually having to ask for it. Ordinarily, they're supposed to have these things as at when due. Have a good home, no matter how big or how small the home is. It all depends on, your level of commitment when you was in the active service and things like that. So, but all these pension commissions and things, where are they? And who are those people managing those money? Hmm? They are those same corrupt elements in the society who are playing big manism and stuff. Why the actual people that work for those money are suffering somewhere in their villages without even having money to go to the or to attend to them to their daily needs. I'm talking about just even eating. Some of them are still living on rent. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about even just feeding. So, is that country not actually wicked? Is that not barbarism? Is that not, torment? You know, tormenting of the elderly? A country where you force, or frustrate young people into criminalities and crime to the extent that the young men now start thinking that money ritual is something that actually, real is, but which is not. Or why some fall back to spiritualism and spirituality and thinking that, going to church and doing fasting and prayer will provide the jobs that they need when they can actually, when they are still active, when they can actually work and earn money. But the works are not there. So at the end of the day, they fall back to spirituality and spiritualism. And through that spirituality, sometimes then they are tempted to believe also that when you do some spiritual stuff, then you make money, or overnight you wake up and the whole house will be filled with dollars and pound sterling and things like that that you never actually work for. Is that possible? I don't know. Think about it. He still wants to be a president of a country that manufactures hunger, diseases, and sufferings for its people. A country that has immobilized or imprisoned its citizens. A country where the head of a cow is more expensive than the head of a human. A country where human parts serve as rotisserie chicken and suya delicacies. I don't understand that. A country whose National Assembly members are thieves, plunderers, and murderers. A country where lunatics run the asylum. You can imagine that. A country where each citizen is a constituted authority, responsible for personal safety and security, provision of water, electricity, roads, and other critical infrastructures. I've talked about that so many times. You know, everybody have power to, to a large extent that they abuse the power totally. You know, so he said, "Who wants to be a president of the world's fifth largest fifth largest producer of oil, but has no fuel? A country with the world's greatest number of churches, but without Christians. A country dotted with mosques, but with no Muslims. A country where domestic animals enjoy more freedom of movement, freedom of speech, and freedom of assembly than citizens. A country where insanity drives sanity. A country where darkness is preferred to light. A country where evil triumphs over good. A country where leaders are leeches. A country where life has no meaning, no purpose, and no use. Man, who wants to be a country of Nigeria? Who wants to be a president of Nigeria? Those who destroyed Nigeria are running for president of a country that no longer exists. You see that? So, people, can you? That's a word. That's a word for you to digest. Because as it seems, Nigeria actually is has been on suspension over the years. It's like these people are just running on an empty shell. You understand? So, because a country that has no constitution as it is or as it seems, because nobody is actually being held responsible for anything, even the president himself is running amok. He's doing things the way he wants to or the way he feels like. It's not guided by the constitution. The Supreme Court this time the Supreme Court rulings are no longer attainable as it used to be. Back in the days, when the Supreme Court rules on issues, then we know that was the finality of everything. So, but in the case of Imo State, the governorship election of Imo State, when Ihedioha, Governor Ihedioha then was thrown as was was thrown out of office by a Supreme Court that has already ruled that Ihedioha was the what do you call it uh, elected governor, then all of a sudden to reverse that same ruling again after some months later or after a year later and say now it's somebody else. And ever since then, even when that case went back to court again, the Supreme Court itself refused to sit on that case or even listen to that case or even give an audience. Has that not told you something? So recently, the central bank, the CBN, the Supreme Court again ruled again on the naira. And lately again, we heard that even the president was even appealing, the case again. So which means the Supreme Court uh, has no legal standing like it used to be, has no legal authority like it used to, or that same power. Because, like they said before, the judiciary have to be, you know, the third arm of government, which means they have to do their own thing without any intrusion from the other second or the other two executives or arms of executives. So, but as it seems now today, we now know that Buhari can make a call to the Supreme Court and tell the Supreme Court what to do, and they will do it. Even when they have already taken their own decision, then they reverse it, and what have you. So, which means the whole system is in shambles. Nothing works anymore. So, but whatever it is, ladies and gentlemen, the ball is in your court. You decide. You know, you decide what you want for your country and how you want your country to be. So, but this is another chance for you to come out there or go out go out there and make some calls, to those who are at home who have the power, which is the PVC, to change the system or change, the way that things are being run. Because those of you who are in diaspora that are not allowed to vote right now, according to what they just said, just some few days ago, that they still have to adjust some laws, to be able to, accommodate, the diasporas into the system, so that the diasporas will be able to vote. Maybe in the next coming years, that will take place. But for now, all you can do from diaspora is to call home, and talk to people you can talk to, and tell them why they should vote for a certain candidate that you think or think that is the one that can salvage the country out of the pit that it is right now. So we need someone who can lift that country up from that pit, because it doesn't really make sense that Nigeria we have all this abundance of natural resources and human resources, and yet can't even take care of itself. Because even in a household where you have like 20 people, for example, you just can't imagine that you have 20 people in a home where the land is fertile, that they just cannot cooperate and know how to come together, you know, and have a farm or have a garden and do their planting and stuff like that to be able to at least feed themselves. Talk less of a country. So as far as I'm concerned, each state in Nigeria have everything that they need, to exist as a country. If if that be the case. Each state, because you have states that are more than I think the minimum states you have in Nigeria maybe is about 2 million people. You have countries that are 1 million here in Europe. So why not in Africa? So those states have their own take control of their own resources and things like that. So maybe in the near future they'll be able to decide if they want to join the other states and form a unit, etc. So it's not by force to be a country to be large for nothing, without a direction. Where foreigners do come in and come and start oppressing those who own the land and things like that, without they having the actual say on how things are run, just simply because some other people are having support from the other end, for them to have access to guns and stuff like that, while the other ones are being deprived of that same thing and being murdered in their own land. So how long can one take that? I don't think anyone will want to take that. Definitely something we give. It's either violence for violence, blood for blood, or one of those things. So the earlier that these things are corrected, you know, peacefully, the better for all of us or for everyone. So because even those ones who are actively in power right now, they can't just be there forever. So in no time, they too will be hiding or looking for a place to hide. I know the best thing they want to do is to run to Europe or America to go and hide themselves or hide their children there while they are making trouble back home. We don't want that. So people stand up and do the right thing and let Nigeria be, or let everyone go their own separate ways. It's as simple as that. So vote wisely. This is your time, to do your thing. Do your thing and do it wisely now, and let everyone knows where you stand. Stop staying on the fence. Stop being cowards. You know, speak out, voice out, voice it out without fear or favor, just like this man just did. You understand? So that's the only way things can move forward. So if you think, okay, because your brother is there at the top, you know, then definitely you are making some or having some benefits out of the whole system, out of the corrupt system, definitely it will last long. Because it doesn't really make sense to be living in with generator powering your 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 little part of your own area. Then while you look out and the whole other places are in dark, how secure will you feel? How safe will you really feel? So I don't know how these people really live, because they live in the United States, power the generators and things, and then why the other ones, the masses are living in the dark. And one day, those masses will troop in there and just murder them overnight, and nothing will happen. Nothing. You understand? It has happened in so many other places, revolution here and there. So what's the big deal? What do they have to lose? When they have nothing more to lose, then everything else will be thrown to the dog. So if we don't want that, let let's correct the system and let the system work for everybody. That's the way it's supposed to be. Even those countries they are running to, that is the way it is there. That's why they are running there for their peace and quiet. So people, let's vote, vote wisely, vote the right leaders in, and chase out those crazy ballheads. Chase them out of town immediately. So please give us a thumbs up, and like our videos and share our videos. Subscribe, please. Subscribe if you've not. And those who have subscribed, thank you very much for keeping on. Thank you. God bless you. Bye.